Well, hey everybody, it's Patty from Giddy Things, and it is day 34. Count them, 34 of our exercise encouragement. 5 minutes in name only. Always check with your doctor before you exercise and see what type of exercise and duration of exercise might be safe for you, because we want everybody to be safe. We are in this spiritually, we are in this physically, and it's so good to do this together. What a great feeling. I did 10 minutes on the peddler and pedal, and then I did my arm weights. And, I've got to tell you, last night, I think some of the soreness I experienced came from the exercise, but that's the good kind. That's not a kind it doesn't feel like an injury. It feels like you're working things that you've needed to work for a long time. Try not to rock in the chair. If you know, it is absolutely difficult for me to sit in a rocking chair and not rock. I don't know, did y'all grow up with rocking chairs? We had rocking chairs all over the house. And I was rocked as a baby, and actually I was rocked as a kid, really, probably after my arms and legs were hanging off of the chair in my little mama's lap. She had a bunch of giant redwood children, but she was not very tall, and neither was my daddy. And they just had tall genes, was what it was. And she would rock me. And the funny thing about it is, when my first niece was born, my sister's child, she had to be rocked in a specific way to go to sleep. This was hysterical, y'all. So my mom loved to sing. I'm just going to leave that there. Mama had a different voice. It sounded musical to me and wonderful to me, but she was the first person to admit, how would she put it? She couldn't carry a tune in a bucket. You may have heard that before. She actually said when they were recruiting for her church choir, she I'll tell the story of my mom's testimony at some other time, but when she was getting ready for the church choir thing, and she thought, well, they're asking for volunteers, the choir director came up to her and was like, Mary, I know that I can tell you this without hurting your feelings, but I don't need any more people who think they can sing in the choir. And Mama just laughed. She thought that was hysterical, because she never thought she had a good singing voice. But again, to her children and her grandchildren, her voice sounded wonderful, because it's about love. And she did have an idiosyncratic voice. And here's the fun part. So my niece got in the habit of having her grandma rock her so much. And my mom rocked like really hard. She would go out. Ooh, I just made a noise. She would go out on the porch and rock in a wooden rocking chair, and she would rock really hard. And while she was rocking, I don't want to make y'all seasick, but while she was rocking, she would sing, Rock of Ages, cleft for me, let me hide myself in thee. Well, after that, my niece, after so much of that, she couldn't fall asleep being rocked unless you were rocking her hard like that, and that really intense motion, and singing off key, hymns off key. That's the only way that you can get her to fall asleep rocked. So we all learned how to do it, and that was just the way it was. What great memories. I hope that you have great memories, even if they're not rocking chair memories, and even if some of them are difficult to deal with and aren't so great. Are there things you can pick out that you go, yeah, that's a fantastic memory? It doesn't have to be associated with family, for sure. It can be or not family of origin anyway. It can be family of choice. Families change over time. That's something to really keep in mind. And when the older generation, goes to the next stage of the soul's journey, sometimes the people who are left behind don't create the same kind of family connections that the people who went before have. But we need to honor those by doing the best we can, I think, to try. And if you didn't have those family connections, I'm so sorry. I hope you find a sense of connection here. And no, it's never too late to create a family. There are people waiting out there who would love to be your family. We're some of them, because, of course, if you've watched the videos before, I love you so much. And I hope you know how loved you are and can be, regardless of whether or not you felt that for the balance of the life behind you, the balance of the life in front of you, which is a long, happy time, if we try to make it that way, can be full of joy and people who love to be around you. Look around, they're there. And sometimes they're in places you don't expect, like nursing homes or preschools, if you want to volunteer with a Head Start or something like that, or Big Brother and Big Sister clubs, or, maybe at your church, maybe at a place where you go to walk, right? There may be people who are walking there all the time and you've just never really taken the time to say hello, or a program you're involved with that you want to be involved with, volunteering. There's all kinds of opportunities to be with other people and to form meaningful connections. I feel like we have a meaningful connection, and I hope that as you go out into the world, you will continue with me to go out in peace and love, to serve others. Please pray for our country. Please consider the solemnity of this Easter weekend. Even if you don't observe Christianity, it is a solemn moment for us to think about the sacrifice that Christians believe was made for their eternal salvation, and that people make on a daily basis, whether they're serving in the military and law enforcement, protesting if they feel their conscience leads them to, the sacrifices people are making to try to make the world a better place for all of us. Well, take care. Did I say go in peace and love and love to serve others? I think I did. If not, go in peace and love to serve others. And I'm not talking to just my shoulder. This is the disembodied voice. Say hello, disembodied voice.
Hello, disembodied voice.
I knew that's what he was going to say because he's so funny. So, yeah, I hope you have a wonderful Easter weekend. And please do continue to pray for our country. And please do pray for the beautiful and slightly broken, resilient, resistant, wonderful, in a war and boots on the ground Ukraine, whom we love and admire and lift up and look to for an example for what it really means to fight for freedom.